back on Daytime. Hey, you make up your mind about somebody's house the minute you walk in the front door, right?
It's never too late to make that great first impression. Dana Wolter shows us how. Well, if you've watched our show for any length of time, you know we've had a Dana Wolter, locally based designer on our show over the years, and it's been such a privilege. Thank you so much for having us in your beautiful home again.
Wendy, you know you're my favorite, and it's such an honor for me to be part of your show. It truly is, and thank you for having me.
Well, what I love about it is we have been doing segments with you for some time,
years,
and you're really getting national attention now, so we're just so delighted in your success.
Thank you. I've been very blessed, and I'm very grateful for it.
Today we're talking about something, though, that we haven't talked about before, and that's really kind of when we enter the foyer. That is the first thing that you see in someone's home, making that an inviting space.
Absolutely, Wendy, and to me it's one of the more important spaces in your home just because it sets the tone. It's what people, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of your house, and it's what people see, you know, right when they walk in and how they feel. And you want it to be warm and inviting, and I was just going to give your viewers a few tips on how to do so.
Yours is beautiful, and a lot of times this is a space that's kind of overlooked. Either we're coming in and out and we're leaving all of our stuff there, or it's the side of the house that we don't usually enter on.
That's exactly right. It's sometimes a catch-all. And what I usually tell my clients is that depending on the size and the scope of the foyer, try to add a piece of furniture. You know, you always want to leave about 3 feet for walkway to walk. But that is always one great way to kind of soften a space. Add a rug, add some artwork, add some, you know, pictures, make it personal too.
Add lighting. And yours is a little bit wide, obviously.
That's right.
But it is a usable space, isn't it?
It is a usable space, and hopefully it sets the tone for the rest of my house that says, come on in, and, you know, be comfortable here. And I was just going to show you a couple of tips of what I do when you do add a piece of furniture in the foyer. A couple of things. Always try to include some sort of artwork, whether it's an oil or a print.
And notice how they're leaned up against the wall. They're not hanging.
That's right, but you can always hang. A mirror could be very pretty. And I always like to include something fresh. This was actually out of my own garden, which is kind of funny because I'm not a huge gardener, but it's the great time of year. So it does, where you can pick it up at the grocery, just something green. And then I always like to stack and layer. And again, it looks like the space has kind of evolved over time.
It's beautiful, and you can see that arranging it with the different heights adds interest as well. And then you've got the pieces of furniture. So this is a nice place for someone to sit and read a book and enjoy.
That's exactly right. And you know, after you add the piece of furniture, if there's a way to add an occasional chair or some sort of chair, as well as a rug, it's a great way to soften the space and just kind of add that extra layer to it.
It's beautiful. And then also, this is a neat opportunity too, if someone does have this in their home, to have a little bit of built-in space. And as we're saying, that entryway often being a catch-all, I'm almost tempted to look and see what's in there.
Oh my goodness.
Don't open the drawers. But that's the idea, right?
It is. And you know, it's funny how some people scrapbook. Well, see the drawers over there? Those are my children's scrapbooks.
That's fantastic.
Everybody has a drawer, and it kind of gets dumped into the drawer. So so it's a great way to hide and a great way to store.
I think it would be neat to have a large lower one that people could put their shoes in.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So we're just going to keep all right,
let's keep talking. Let's keep talking. We can just have this super organized.
You have a settee here as well, another seating area.
That's exactly right. And just another place to sit if somebody comes in and just to sit and relax and visit, which is what you want to do.
The bottom line, of course, this is an area that's often overlooked. I know it is in my house, but just some things to think about. You know, and maybe it's rearranging furniture that you have elsewhere in your house and saying, I could put this here.
Of course. Of course. Think about your foyer in a different way, as not a catch-all, but as a place that's going to set the tone for the rest of your home.
All right. And you can check her work out online. Again, just getting great national attention. Dana Wolter Interiors. Dana, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Wendy. It's my pleasure.
Great to see you. We love Dana Wolter, and she's actually featured in this month's edition of Traditional Home Magazine. You open it up, and it's one of the top 10 up-and-coming designers. There's her picture right there. We encourage you to vote for her so she could win this contest. You can go online, traditionalhome.com/Hunter Douglas, and see examples of her work and others as well. So pretty exciting for her.
Now that she's big time,
I know.
Will she remember the little people?
Well, she still is so far. We love her.
She's very sweet. When we come back, we're